Let's go back to 2010 when I was a sophomore in university and I saw this Facebook post of a girl I used to go to school with. Oh my god, being a fashion student is so hard. I really want to wear sweatpants right now, but because I'm a fashion student, I'll be wearing my True Religion jeans, Ed Hardy shirt, Ugg boots, Gucci belt, and North Face jacket. What? I don't know, man. You know, but fashion isn't all about name brand stuff. You should have fun with your outfits. Just because everything is from name brands doesn't mean it's fashionable. It still doesn't look good anyways, and no one should judge you for not wearing name brands. If you want to wear sweats, just do it. Plus, I'm sure that everyone in your class doesn't dress the same way anyways. You all have your own style, so maybe yours is being comfortable at times. That's okay. Are you effing kidding me? What the hell? No, I'm just saying that there's more to fashion than just name brand everything. You can look just as good with regular clothes. Maybe try even going to a thrift store to find some cool items and make it into a new style. Wow, so you think old clothes is fashion? Do you really think designers in Fashion Week can wear their own brand from head to toe and that they would add in old clothes to their looks? You're freaking stupid. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's enough of the internet for me today. Being fashionable back in my days, that makes me sound really old, but my days heavily relied on name brands, but now it's shifted from just wearing name brand everything, well, you know, like to the average person. However, there's still such a huge pressure on being trendy. These days, at the rapid rate that trends are coming and going, I think there should be more of a focus on personal style, so that's what this video is about. Fashion versus style. Wait, aren't they the same thing? Actually, no, they're not. All right. The terms are used very interchangeably and both definitions are intertwined, but according to the Cambridge English Dictionary, fashion is a style that is popular at a particular time, especially in clothes, hair, makeup, etc. While style is a way of doing something, especially one that is typical of a person, group of people, place, or period. Still kind of confusing, right? According to Masterclass, a good rule of thumb is that style relates to the individual, while fashion is more about the collective. Personal style belongs to an individual, a means of self-expression, while fashion, on the other hand, has to do with the global trends and the business of fashion.
So confused?
Here are some quotes that might help you.
Fashion fades, but style is eternal.
Fashion is what you buy, style is what you do with it.
Which surprisingly is from Nikki Hilton.
Style is the only thing you can't buy.
However, there's stylists, so yeah, you can start buying style. Now, I don't want to seem like I'm not like the other girls, like fashion is above me, I don't care about that. No, that is not what I'm trying to convey in this video, and I most certainly would not want Meryl Streep to read me the filth.
And it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when in fact you're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room from a pile of stuff.
I just want you to realize that fashion, in the sense that I'm explaining it, is going to be more like trends, while style, basically personal style, is not. And I'm just trying to showcase the differences between fashion and style and how we should just focus more on our own voices, on our own personal style. Going back to Masterclass, an example that they use is on the catwalk, a model is part of the fashion world. The way they dress at home, however, is personal style. When they become an influencer and their personal style becomes iconic, they might start their own clothing line, turning their style into fashion. Does that kind of help to distinguish the differences? So are you fashionable or stylish? So we have person number one, scrolls through IG, sees this really cute top and pants in a sponsored ad, goes to buy it, and they really like how it looks on them. Next month comes and there's another ad for the latest trend and they go purchase it and they love how it looks on them. Shortly after, a dinner date plan comes up and instead of going to their closet, they already know they don't have anything for the occasion, so they go and buy something new, even though that last month's purchase probably would have done fine, but they don't think about that. Meanwhile, we have person two. Scrolls through IG and sees this really cute top and pants in a sponsor ad, goes to the shop to buy it, and they really like how it looks on them. Next month comes and there's another ad for the latest trend, but they decide that it's not really their style, so they skip out on it. Shortly after, a dinner date plan comes up and they go into their wardrobe and pick out an outfit. Now, this is a very simplified and easy example, but I would say person one is more fashionable and participates in fashion, while person two is more about style. Person one, yes, is fashionable, but do they have their own personal style? Most likely not. Maybe they don't know how to exactly pinpoint it. I know many person number ones, and that could be that trendy clothing is all that they see. It could be that, you know, Instagram is truly heavily targeting their asses. They could also be following other social media accounts that basically do the same, and they just kind of have this mindset of always having to keep up. Personally, I can say that there hasn't been, or at least that I can remember the last time where I'm like, I go in my wardrobe, I have nothing to wear, I need to go buy something. I mean, maybe one, because I do have a really wide range of clothing, but also because the things that I have in my wardrobe, that's my style, that's me. So all I really have to do is just like mix and match and just put something together. Oh, I guess you already know that I do consider myself more stylish than fashionable. I mean, my clothes aren't always in trend, but I wear what I like to wear because it makes me feel good. I feel really happy in it. I guess I don't really talk about this a lot, but my background is of a lower working class family where I really couldn't have been like fashionable if I tried. In the early days of my family coming to America, a lot of our clothes were actually donated to us, and we would go shopping at like Salvation Army, Goodwill, like charity shops that were around us, you know? Or we were always shopping sales racks. I mean, like I can say like I almost exclusively would always shop at sales racks. There's this thing, donde dice sale, yo entro, basically is that. And on top of that, those sales racks were packed with things that were out of season and in turn out of trend. Because if I'm buying something that is from their winter season, and I'm buying this in summer, I'm not gonna wear it now. I'm gonna wear it when it's wintertime, and once it's wintertime, it's already been out of trend, you know? I basically have just kept up those same shopping habits till now as I've grown up into an adult. I think that's one of the pillars that have really helped me in my style journey because I just, had to work with what I had, have that out of the box thinking. However, in the last year or the year before that has been the first time I've really actually started looking into trends, made more videos about trends, and I've been looking into videos about trends. And it's from those videos that I have been seeing that a lot of people have been in style ruts. I feel inspired by my wardrobe. I don't have anything to wear. And the comments under those videos echo the same thing. I guess that all really boils down to not truly knowing your own personal style or just letting the pressure of being trendy get the best of you. So what's the deal with personal style? Oh my God. Well, goodbye highlighter. So what's the deal with personal style? There's definitely been times where I've tried to be fashionable, but not in the general fashion sense, but in the fashion subculture. This means groups organized around or based upon certain features of costume, appearance, and adornment that render them distinctive enough to be recognized or defined as a subset of the wider culture. If you don't understand that, for me, that fashion subculture that I was trying to be in was be a scene girl back in middle school. Did we all go through this? If you're in like your 30s now, did we all go through this? But then the wanting of more self-expression, and probably most likely due to the death of the scene and queens whole era, just pivoted me back onto my own style journey. I truly think that personal style is something we should focus more on. There's this video from Tiffany Luna, and she made this really great point saying that fashion in a way is easier than style because you don't have to think for yourself. You just wear what the industry deems is in fashion. Fashion is easier at first, but unfulfilling in the long run, whereas style is harder at first, but fulfilling in the long run. Which brings me back to person number one of my previous example. They have to constantly keep buying things and things because they're unsure of what actually looks good on them, what they really like, what brings them the most happiness when they wear it. Meanwhile, person two can shop easier because they know what they should buy, they know what they should maybe avoid, they know what trends they want to participate in, and what trends actually go with their own style. When people ask me how do I put outfits together, or everything you wear always looks good on you, homie, that is because I have been experimenting for a very, very long time now. I have gone through some stages that are my sisters know what was up. My sister has told me yeah, man, I remember your scene kid phase, that was depressing. And she's still see how you carry on some of those elements into how you dress now, but it's completely different. You're trying to evoke the same thing, but you do it completely differently. And it's yeah, because I've learned. I do have some videos on styling tips that I think will help you onto your style journey. I don't know if I would make a full how to find your own personal style. However, here's something to get you thinking about your personal style. Imagine no one can judge you for what you're wearing. What would you wear? Now, don't say sweats or PJs or something because we all love to be comfortable. Unless athleisure is truly your calling and your thing. Ding, 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 ding. Wait, no. Okay, so now let's add this. In addition to no one judging you, no one saying anything bad about what you're wearing, they also won't say anything good about it. There's no compliments. There's no, oh wow, that looks cute, or wow, you look so cool, damn, you look sexy. Nothing of that. Now, what would you wear? Ding, 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 ding. With the first question, I feel like a lot of us just don't wear things because of the fear of the judgment of the people around us. We're scared about what our family's gonna say, our community, or just random internet strangers. And this isn't even having the fear of like not being trendy. It's just more so fear of straying away from your community and what your community deems as standard or normal. In the second question, there's also a number of us that need validation from other people, like,
Yes, wow, that looks so fashionable. Like, oh my god, that's so trendy. Like, wow, you look so cute.
or maybe you're getting dressed to impress someone else that's not you. And that's one of the biggest mistakes we can make, because you gotta put yourself first. You gotta make sure that you feel amazing. You gotta make sure that you feel cool and confident. Now, little side note, when people are talking about going through their style journey, I feel like the conversation of timeless versus trendy always comes up. What I end up seeing is that timeless style ends up looking something like this. Oh, it'll never go out of fashion, etc., blah, 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 blah. But what is timeless to me can be very different to what is timeless to someone else. I think we should think of it as essentials versus trendy. Key pieces to own, like a good pair of jeans, a really nice blazer. When we think about the standard, like timeless style, I think that boxes us into one type of style, and we shouldn't be thinking that way either. Fill your wardrobe with your essentials. Don't fill it with what some list tells you you're gonna need in the next couple months. Just refine it to your taste. So being trendy is bad? In short, no. In long, no, and yes. We're already seeing the environmental consequences of micro trends coming and going. If you truly vibe with that trend, that's totally cool to participate, so you just won't be throwing it out after it goes out of trend. But obviously none of us are perfect, and if you were truly trying to vibe with that trend and turns out you're like, oh, this is not my thing, like, hey, it happens. But when it keeps happening all the time, you gotta like, say, hey homie, slow your roll. Let's dial it back. Another con is the constant pressure to stay relevant. It can get exhausting. I mean, unless you're like in a fashion house, you really don't have to worry about that. Now, there's definitely some good points to trends. Here are some comments from Reddit that I think summarize some of my points well. I'm 36 and love being able to revisit styles that I was too young, poor, and insecure about my body to participate in the first time around. I like revisiting trends from my teen years with the knowledge of how to style them. Now I have the knowledge of what I like. Back then, I just threw on something trendy and whispered a prayer. And now I have the money to buy all the shit that I liked back then, and I get to look every bit of the clown I always knew I was, but didn't have the confidence to embrace back then. For me, the great thing about trends is that when they come back into fashion, it gets modernized, and it's fun to see the new styles and silhouettes and patterns that are made from that. There's been so many things that I've been wanting, or I've been waiting for it to become trendy again. It could trickle down from the runway into mainstream fashion, eventually go out of style, and then I can buy it on sale. Sometimes buying vintage items can be super expensive, and it's all around just a lot harder. Like one of the things was the platform boots. Ever since ABBA was wearing them, I was like, I want a pair of platform boots. And yeah, and look at the platforms now. It is so big, it is everywhere. You can go into your local like Steve Madden, Payless, JCPenney, your local shoe store, and you're gonna find something with platforms on it. So to finish off the video, let's just go down a list of do's and don'ts. We're gonna start off with the don'ts. Number one, don't feel pressured. Things come and go so quickly with trends. Like as I'm recording and uploading of this video, one trend has died and another one has taken its place, man. If you're not wearing the most trendy pieces, trust me, it is okay. Most people honestly really don't care. They probably didn't even know that was trendy or not. But do feel inspired by trends. Does it remind you that you love a certain type of pattern, or you love the new take on this silhouette and you want to wear that out again? 2, don't go directly to stores to buy trends, and don't thrift trends just because you want trendy items. Like pick up the items that truly speaks to your style, or because you're like, hey, I really truly want to try this out, not just because you're like, I need to be super trendy. Number 2, please do look at your wardrobe first, okay? I have plenty of videos where I do the same, and you can be really surprised with what you'll find. Thrifting items is an option, of course, but just first look at your wardrobe. Number 3, do not use it as an opportunity to shit on someone else, okay? Maybe most of the people who are watching this are like, I really need help with my style, you know? Don't be an asshole to people who are still trying to figure out what their style is, or figure out what they like, or just bash them for not being fashionable and wearing like the trendiest clothing, like blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, fashionable does not equal stylish, you know? And number 3, please do use it as an opportunity to try out something new or something old in a new setting. Ultimately, you could use it to figure out what you actually like. You know, there's been things that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I would like wear that again. And then you see it styled in a new way. You're like, oh snap, actually that looks really cool. So yeah, you know, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be fashionable and obviously participating in fashion, you know, but I think there comes a moment where we just have to step back and be okay to not participate in it. When we focus on style, it's about our self-expression. It's us honoring ourselves with clothes that match our sense of self, you know? I hope my thoughts weren't all over the place because I have literally been working on this video for like weeks, from having the idea, conceptualizing it, doing some research, like writing out a script, blah, 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 blah. There was definitely a ton more things that I wanted to say, but I didn't know how to exactly like put it together. Oh well, I really want to hear your thoughts on this. If you want to add anything, let's discuss in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, wanted to start doing those like, oh, trends that I'm loving or trends I don't like. Before I even put out any of that like trend content out, I just wanted to have this video first so I feel like you guys know where I stand on that. A lot of people are having, you know, these moments and I'm just like, damn man, when you wear something, it's supposed to make you feel good, you know? I hope to catch you guys in the next one. I hope this video finds you safe. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, bye.